And what's up, everybody? Jingle12 here, and today we are back in lumber? No, this isn't lumber. This looks a bit different from lumber. It looks like a lumber tree. No, this is beautiful world of Roblox Studio, and this is my character. I kind of copied him in because we were doing a relevance point, because we are doing something kind of interesting. I'm looking over here, and I went and spent a full day's worth of just sat there in lumber. I did almost nothing. All I did was stand there just about. And I recorded the shadows as the time progressed. As you guys can see, maybe there it is. Watch the shadows move. It goes dark. I kind of moved the camera a little bit to get a better view of the shadows. And just watched as the time progressed and shadows continued to move around. So I went and recorded all of this. And so I've got this here. Oh wait, I didn't want to close that, reopen that. And so basically, I was going to compare lighting. Right now we are in voxel lighting. If you look over here, lighting is voxel. And I'm going to down the brightness a bit more because I think this is about the brightness of lumber right here. Probably it's about 0.5. Why did that go away? I'm going to go with 0.5. 5. There. So that's probably near the brightness of Lumber Tycoon 2. Now if we go on ahead and we grab this and we compare, this is about noon. So let's go in here, voxel lighting. Let's take this directly to noon. I believe it's 11, 12. So that's noon. This is what voxel looks like at noon. This is what lumber looks like at noon. Major difference. And there is no way I can change how the shadows look except for completely removing them. I have looked through this. So in conclusion, we know the shadows are very different. Now let's go on ahead and let's change the lighting over to shadow map. And look at that. Look at those shadows and compare them to that one. The only difference I can see here is that these are a bit darker than the shadows here. And I'm thinking maybe it has to do with the thickness. If I scale this down somewhat, does that like decrease the occupancy? I don't think so. These guys are, the only thing I think probably would be different is non-collidable, maybe. I grab all three of those and I change them to non-collidable. Can't collide, sorry. That does not do nothing. I don't see any difference. If you guys look here, and look at these. The shadows are a bit darker, but they're square. You see, they fit. Now let's move this on a little bit into a late evening. So you can see the shadows extend way out, and if we go back over here, we change our time to late evening. You know those shadows are messed up here. Put them in comparison. There's our wall. That's kind of a relative point. Look at that. That is incredibly similar. Like here. You guys can kind of see that shadow and look at this shadow. That is crazy. So that's definitely close in comparison, and we want to, the only difference is if you look closely at this, if you look closely here, can we zoom in on this at all? I don't think so. Oh, I'm paused. If you look in there, you can kind of see a bit of a blur of shadow. And if we come over here to Studio, and we continue to move on with our, where is it, our lighting? Does that happen? That is the real question. Does that shadow appear? And I would say no, it does not. That shadow does not appear through the whole entire thing. There's actually just about no shadow here at this point. There is no shadow. Like, there's nothing. So there is absolutely no shadow at this point, and if I was to get shadow, I would have to up the brightness by a little bit. See, there's a shadow right there, but it's very square. Unlike the shadow in here, where if you get to nighttime, it's very blurry. You guys can see that's a very blurred shadow. But if you look at it closely, however, you can kind of see it still retains that squarish property. It's just a very blurred version of it. Let's go back over here. Let's see. If we change the brightness just a little bit, kind of downed it. Look at these shadows closely. I would say that's pretty close. Let's see here. Compare that to this. that to that. Let's see. So that's that. And this is that. So actually that's really not that far off in terms of like brightness. But let's move it back into the daytime if we can grab. Let's change it to voxel real quick, just get a comparison. No shadows whatsoever. Like the shadow is almost unseeable. If I was to get it for lighting here, I'd have to up the brightness majorly. And that is almost too bright. But if you compare that shadow with this shadow, those look similar, but I still kind of see a bloxy texture with that. But I could see a connection. I could see a connection between this here and the this over here. I can see it, but it's not nearly as close. And the brightness is way higher, way higher than the brightness in Lumber for sure. So let's bring this back to about 1.5. Let's move on to the evening, and let's go and grab the time, clock time. I mean morning, sorry. So there's our morning shadows right there. That's our morning shadow. That's pretty good. Now let's go back over to here, change it to morning. Right there. As you can see, there's still that slight shadow. It's almost like there's a double shadow. But if we try to duplicate that, can we can't duplicate that, can we? Is there may be another light source. I honestly get the feeling there is a secondary light source in the game, and I don't know where it's coming from, but I believe there is a second light source coming from the sky, and it's always directly above. I get a feeling that's there, or else there's some sort of shadow property I don't know about that is kind of crazy. Is there a shadow anywhere? I'm not seeing anything about shadow. Not really, no. Nothing in there on shadow. Oh, cast shadow. You can change it to cast shadow. So say I want this to not cast a shadow. There's a little less shadow there. But I can't really like change its actual... I can't change its how the shadow looks. I can't change the shadow now if it's pointing directly down. So my only conclusion of possibility is if we grab, let's say we grab in here, let's put in a block. Let's take this thing up, like way up. And let's give it a light. Let's insert a part. Let's do light, point light, spotlight, surface light. No, I don't think surface light's right. Right? With that, no, I don't want the front. I want this side. Bottom. I don't know if this is correct, but we'll see how this goes. Two, no, I want the surface light. I want the range to be way up. Let's see here. Let's change this to shadow map, because so far that's the one that looks closest in our lighting. Shadow map. Okay, so there's definite, clear, aligned shadow there. Let's go back up here. The range is probably the maximum. I don't think I can up the range. Now, brightness. I can up the brightness, though. Is it casting shadows? Real question, is it casting shadows? There's no difference. Okay. Not that I can see, is there a difference? So I am going to conclude that it's probably not doing anything. If I could change, maybe the light needs to be a different type of light. Maybe. Let's try adding in a different type of light. Let's do spotlight. And let's go here. The facing bottom. Is it casting shadows? Cast shadows, yes. Range, up the range to like maximum or whatever. Let's bring this down a little bit, because if I was to have it there and I was to move it over, do you guys see shadows in that? I don't see shadows in that. Maybe if I lifted it a bit more. I'm not seeing any shadows whatsoever. Spotlight. Shadows, bottom, brightness, up the brightness maybe. Yeah, no, it's not doing anything in terms of shadows. So no, there's nothing different. there. So no, I'm going to test that one final light, but I'm probably not going to do anything. Let's point light. Let's place it on the range, up that range all the way. Point it down. There's my phone. And no, nothing. So the real question that we have to ask is, where in the world does this shadow come from? If you look closely, you see there's a slight blurred shadow. Where is that from? What is that doing? And how did that get there? That is the real question. Is it a combination of voxel and normal lighting? Let's see. Can we? Goodness, we couldn't, could we? Paste. No. Just paste. Can we paste into the, just paste the, I just want to paste. Okay, wait. No, right click this and duplicate it. That did not work. I don't think I can paste into it. Duplicate. No, it won't let me duplicate. No, I don't think I can paste lighting into something else. If I copy lighting and then paste it over here, it's not gonna work. Okay, so you can't duplicate lighting whatsoever. Is there any different sort of color shift I can do? Nothing, anything? Come on, work for me. I'm not seeing it. Ambience. I don't see any sort of difference, guys, honestly. So, outlines does nothing. Legacy outlines does nothing. Outdoor ambience. Nothing. It makes a weird glow. Yeah, but no, there's no sort of shadow softness. Oh, okay, that explains a little bit. That does change it. Okay, so there is definitely some changing with shadow softness. If I change this to voxel, shadow softness goes away. So there is no option there for shadow softness. So you can't change that. So that's a definite no. We can conclude by this, it's definitely not compatibility just because of the weirdness of compatibilities. Look, and it can't be voxel because of the clearness of the shadows. I don't know what that has to do with. Oh. Do menu insert serp. Oh. Okay, wait. Where's our menu? What? Insert object. Game workspace instance dot new. If I can remember how to do this. Get service. I don't think I can do. Okay, I don't know. I need to learn how to code, but the only possibility I can think of is adding a second light source and adding a second lighting service, which I bet it's possible considering it says I can do it here. One second. How to insert two of the same service in Roblox Studio. There it is. Adding teams, no. Multiplayer game, team create, studio tutorials, adding script. I don't see anything. Services. Roblox developer services. That's probably not it. No. Roblox developer wiki. That's right. Here it is. Okay, let's go. Oh, come on, load it for me. Okay. Let's go service. Service provider, get service. So string instance. So local badge service game, local game settings. So games. No, I don't want to get that. I want to get a service. Local game settings. Game badge. No. Okay. So serve the class name requested when called and debris now. Okay, get service. So let's go into here. Let's go instance. I think it's instance.new, right? And local badge service. Okay, so it's game.get service, and then it's, oh, it's not dot, it's hashtag get service. What was it? Yeah, you guys can see I'm not very good. There it is. Lighting. Enter. Close. Parentheses. Yes. Did it work? I don't see it. No. I don't know. I think I have to like set its location. And then, yeah, I'd have to set its location too. So, new lighting equals game.getSetting. Okay, local, not new. Okay, so now new lighting dot parent equals game. Cannot change parent of type lighting. Well, great. I don't even know what the original type is. Whatever. Okay. But that's the only possibility I can actually think of, guys. But we can easily see if we go over. I've lost it now. Where's mine? No, I closed the video. Darn it. In comparison, guys, I would say it is definitely there. You can eliminate voxel unless you're considering the possibility of it being two lighting services, or possibly having a dual voxel slash get shadow map, because there is a certain shadow down here that looks similar to voxel, and I don't know how that's produced. Other than that, though, I would say in comparison, it is without a doubt is using shadow map. It is definitely using shadow map. The question is it using voxel as well? So unless there is something crazy I'm missing and I'm just stupid and stuff, guys, it is shadow map without a doubt. There could be some voxel in there somewhere, but we know it's using shadow map. Other than that, guys, I think that is all. Thank you for watching this video with me, Jingle12, as we figured, or at least hopefully figured out what the actual lighting service is for Lumber Now. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe down below if you want to. Your choice, not mine. Once again, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.